To Europe now, where Ukrainian government forces are bearing down on the pro-Russian separatist stronghold of Donetsk. At least 19 people have been killed in the past 24 hours. Many more have left their homes to escape the surge. The fighting has made it difficult for crash investigators to access the MH17 debris zone to finish their work safely. Well, Nazanin Moshiri is our correspondent and joins me now from Donetsk. There's been a great deal of fighting and it's a very fluid situation at the moment. Nazanin, just bring us up to speed on where we're at and what's happening.
Well, this is a brutal and dirty war that's not just being fought in the fields and hills of eastern Ukraine, but also now being fought in heavily populated areas. Both sides have heavy artillery and weapons, and they're using them. The Ukrainians have been accused of shelling Donetsk just yesterday, and also shelling Holivka, which is a town 40 kilometers away from here. They are certainly determined to take back many of these towns and strongholds of the separatists. Now, the Ukrainians on their side are blaming the separatists for the heavy shelling and the loss of civilian lives. At least 19 people have been killed in the past 24 hours in this area. And of course, there is still heavy fighting ongoing around the crash site of MH17.
How much of a worry, a concern, is it about the evidence gaining that authorities need to get from that crash site, considering there is so much conflict in the area? It must be of a concern.
Well, the United Nations has already said that this downing of the Malaysian airliner could potentially be a war crime, but investigators need to put a file together of strong evidence that proves that one side or the other brought down the plane, what kind of surface-to-air missile they used, where was it fired from. There is information coming out of the flight data boxes, but they really need to get there on the ground to check that debris and wreckage and hopefully take it back and put it all back together, piece the airline back together as much as possible. The fourth day in a row, investigators from Australia and the Netherlands have been unable to reach the site. So the evidence is there, strewn around, but it's unguarded and potentially tampered with. So even if they do come up with a comprehensive report on what happened, the side that's accused can just deny it and say, look, it's been unguarded for weeks. Why should we take this report seriously?
Indeed, a very difficult situation there for all concerned. For the moment, Nazanin, thanks for joining us from Donetsk.